As election season is shifting into a new phase here, many political watchers are dissecting what has been the biggest speech of Vice President Kamala Harris's life. Let's welcome Associate Dean and Political Professor of Political History at San Jose State University, Melinda Jackson, to do more of just that. Thanks for being with us, Professor.
Of course. Good morning.
Good morning. VP Harris came across as more of a centrist last night, pushing back against Republicans' characterization of her as a radical liberal. How effective do you think that move was?
Yeah, I think she actually was very effective in that. People may have heard a lot of things about her, but anyone who watched that speech last night, I think she did a very effective job of exactly what she had to do, which was introducing herself, talking about her experience, talking about the issues, and most importantly, looking presidential. Right? We have never had a woman president before. The way she came into this race was very unusual. So she really had to prove, I think, to a lot of voters that she's ready for this. And she certainly seemed very confident and presidential.
VP Harris sort of took hold of what are more commonly Republican themes, talked about common sense, values, patriotism. I'd like to play a short example of that, and then we'll talk about how she did.
You live in a rural area, small town, or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries.
How effective do you think she was in sort of flipping that Republican script in favor of Democrats?
Right. Well, the Democrats had to do two things at this convention. One was unify the party, and two is reach out to those undecided voters that are still out there that are going to make the difference in those crucial swing states. And I think it was really over the 4 days, they did exactly those two things. So that example of her really naming and reaching out to a variety of groups, again, there was a very conscious effort to reach out across that partisan divide to rural voters, to emphasizing things like military service, safety and security, economic messages, talking about immigration and the border. I think they did exactly the right thing politically, which was to address those potential criticisms and weaknesses head on.
She did talk a little bit about the war in Gaza and other issues, but many people are still not satisfied with her policy outline. Do you think she will do more of a deep dive?
I think she will. Again, conventions are really about the celebration and advertising for the party. I think we will see some more policy specifics. We've got that debate coming up on September 10th, so that's going to be the next big moment to really dive in a little deeper. But most voters are not interested in the weeds policy details. They really want to see, is this a person who sees me, who understands my struggles? Are they going to actually do something about the issues? Most American voters are not, getting into those specific details. But I do think she does need to do more to give some of those specifics, and I think she'll be doing that between now and November.
I think it's fair to say that women in particular are watching this election cycle a little differently, right? And we saw prolonged cheers for Elizabeth Warren last night, the same for Hillary Clinton the night before. Vice President Harris herself, though, didn't talk at all about breaking the glass ceiling. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a different strategy than we saw with Hillary Clinton in 2016, where there was a big emphasis on the historic nature of her candidacy. Kamala Harris has a different history, and I think she really wants to be taken seriously for the experienced politician that she is. She is emphasizing her legal background, her experience as a prosecutor, her experience in office as vice president, the fact that she happens to be a woman, and if elected, the first woman president in our history, is something that I think she would be celebrating later, but not emphasizing so much at the moment, because that's not really the reason that anyone who's still on the fence is probably going to vote for her. I just think that's probably a smart political strategy this time because, after all, it did not work out for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
All right, we'll see where we go from here. It's good to talk with you. Thank you for joining us, political science professor at San Jose State, Melinda Jackson. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
We have 74 days to go here till Election Day. The race is in its final stretch and is ramping up. We have you covered in the run-up to November 5th and beyond. We have unique stories, breaking news updates at the Fox Local app from the Bay Area and beyond. Just download the app for your smart TV and search KTVU.